Hello everyone. So in this lecture we are going to discuss about the structures that are used for the burning of bricks. So in the previous lectures we have discussed about the chemical composition of the bricks and the manufacturing of the bricks. And in the manufacturing of the bricks we have discussed how the clay bricks are formed and then they are burned to get the desired texture and the strength of so that they can be used for the respective work purposes. So in this lecture, we are going to discuss about these structures that are used where the burning of the clay bricks happens so that the desired strength can be achieved. So broadly speaking, there are two structures that are used for the burning process of the brick. The first is the clamp and the second is kiln. So let us discuss about the burning of the bricks in clamp. Okay, so your clamp is more of a economical type of structure. It's made up of brick masonry and mud is basically used for the plastering purposes, right? So the top and sides of the clamp is plastered with mud. And after that, the coating of cow dung is done. Around 2 to 3 coating of cow dung is done on the clamp. The purpose of coating is so that the escape of heat is prevented from the structure, right? So that temperature can be reached to the desirable hotness and the burning of the brick can be achieved. Now in the clamp structure, the bottom part is where the fuel is put and the burning of the fuel is done, right? As can be seen here, the bottom part is where the burning of the fuel happens, right? Now inside the clamp, it is divided into number of levels, right? So it has number of floors or levels, and in each of the levels the bricks or the clay bricks are placed. Okay, so in each of the levels the clay bricks are placed, right? Along with that, some bricks are placed at the ground level, right beside the where the burning of the fuel is taking place, right? As can be seen in the image here also, if you notice, we have bricks lined for the burning purposes, right? You can see here. Okay, now the thing is that in the clamp the control of the heat is not there, right? So there is no provision of the heat control. So because of which what happens is that the clay bricks that are placed at the lower levels or are very near to the source of heat, the excessive burning of these bricks take place, right? And the bricks that are placed at the top level, they they are dependent upon the hot fume gases that are generated from the burning of the fuel. So the burning of these bricks that are present at the top level, they are dependent upon the hot fumes for the burning purposes, right? So because of this, what happens is that the bricks that are placed near to the burning source get too much burn, while the bricks that are far or at the upper level or the top level in the clamp, they are underburned. Okay, so the optimum burning usually obtained at the mediocre level only, right? So that is why around 60% of the bricks that are burned in the clamp, around 60% of the bricks are obtained are of the first class, while 40% of the bricks are of B or C class or are of no use. The reason is that the most of the bricks are either overburned or are underburned, right? So the bricks that are placed near to the uh, source of heat or are way too far from the heat source are either overburned and underburned, because of which they do not have the desired properties so that they can be used for the construction purposes. Okay, so this is your burning in clamp. Now the next we have is kiln burning, right? And kiln is more of a sophisticated form of burning of bricks. So we have well designed, well constructed structure where the burning of the brick is done in a very controlled way, much control in a very much controlled way compared to the clamp burning. Okay, so there are structures that are used for the burning of the bricks, and based upon the way in which the bricks are burned in the kiln can be divided as the continuous kiln or the intermittent kiln. As the name suggests, in the continuous kiln, we have continuous process of burning of the bricks, right? So the kiln never stops, right? It keeps on working 24 into 7, and the burning the bricks, the clay bricks comes, they get burned, they get the desired texture and the strength, and then they are removed. While in other part, the same process is happening without stopping the burning process. The kiln keeps on working continuously. While in the intermittent kiln, what happens is we insert the clay bricks that are need to be burned to get the desired strength. So these bricks are inserted. They get burned to the desired parameters, and after that the kiln or the burning of the kiln is stopped. The matured bricks are then removed from the kiln. After that, again then again the kiln is restarted. That is, the fuel is again put. Again it is ignited. The temperature is reached, and again the material is inserted. Right. So if the process in which the burning process is or the burning of the brick is discontinuous, these are called as intermittent kiln, while where the burning process of the bricks are continuous are called as continuous kiln. So the two most commonly used kiln structure for the burning process is bull trench kiln and the Hoffman kiln. So let us discuss about the bull trench kiln and the Hoffman kiln in a detailed way. So we have Hoffman kiln, and so in the Hoffman kiln, what happens is it's a very like it's a very detailed built structure which has a permanent roof over it, and because of which this kiln can be worked even in the rainy season. Now this kiln is divided into number of openings. Usually 12 openings are there. So basically what happens is we have number of sections divided in the Hoffman kiln. So this is a structure of Hoffman kiln that is shown here. One thing that can be observed is that this structure is made over the ground, right? So this structure is built over the ground surface and has number of openings. That is, this structure is divided into number of sections. Each section is divided with the help of thick plate. Okay, so we have iron shutter which divide each of the sections, right? And the clay bricks that are need to be burnt are put into each of the section. The fire hole are there to give the desired heat to each of the section, right? Heat is being circulated in whole of the Hoffman kiln, and if we insert any of the clay batch of the clay brick that need to be burned, and they achieve the desired burn and get the desired strength and texture, then this section is closed with the help of iron shutter, and then the bricks are removed from the section, right? So we have 12 sections. In each of the section, the batch of the clay bricks are inserted, right? So in each of the section, the batch of the clay bricks are inserted, and as soon as one of the section or some of the sections, in some of the section, the desired burning is achieved. So let's say section 1 to 4 achieve the desired process of burning, while in section 5 to 12 still the burning process need to be continued. Then the section 1 to 4 are shut down with the help of iron shutter. They are separated from the rest of the sections, and through this then after being shut down, the batch of the bricks are removed. Okay, and then new batch is inserted, and the burning process continues. And when from 5 to 12, when these respective sections achieve the maturity through the burning process, then they can again be excluded and the batch of the brick can be removed. Okay, so it's a more of a sophisticated version for the burning process of the brick, right? So this is your Hoffman kiln burning, right? They have chambers which conventionally 12 chambers, more or less depending upon the size of the structure are there, right? And each section are separated with the metal damper, and these can be removed, raised or lowered based upon the uh, requirement. All right. Next we have is the bull trench clean. Right. Now your bull trench clean is either of circular shape or elliptical in shape, and usually are made underground, right? So your Hoffman clean are made over the natural ground, while your bull trench clean is made underground. That is, these are present below the ground surface, and the chimney are made above the ground surface so that the excess amount of heat or the gases can be escaped out, right? So this is one of the major difference between the bull trench clean and the Hoffman clean. That is, your Hoffman clean is made below the Hoffman clean is made above the ground surface, while your bull trench clean is made below the ground surface. Okay, so these bull trench clean are made by digging the trench around 6 to 9 meter wide, 2 to 2.5 meter depth, and 100 to 150 meter long. They have lots of gaps so that the material can be placed in the bull trench clean, as well as the material can be removed from the bull trench clean, right? There are number of openings that are present in the bull trench clean, right? This is one of the diagram that shows the structure of the bull trench clean. The chimneys are made above the ground surface, while everything is below the ground surface. So what happens is that it has number of slits. Each slits has the arrangement of storing the material. So we have the clay brick or the green bricks that need to be introduced to the heating process so that they can achieve the desired strength, right? So these clay bricks are put into the bull trench clean, right? And then they are kept moving from here, right? So they keep on moving, and they are given some preheating treatment so that the shrinkage can be decreased or can be controlled as much as possible. So once the preheat is given, after that they are entered to the fire zone. Now here the required heat treatment is given to the brick, right? And after that, after this, they are moved from there and brought to the cooling zone. So the heated bricks are brought here for the cooling zone, and once they are cooled, the bricks are removed from the full trench clean, right? So the proper arrangements are there, right from the inserting of the tray brick to removal once they are burned to the desired proportion, right? And then we have chimneys which take out the excess amount of fumes gases from the clean. Okay, so these are two of the major continuous form of clean that are used for the heating of the brick. Okay, so these are the structures that are used for the burning of the brick. We have clamp structure, which is basically a more of a economical form of burning structure, right? And then for better control of the heat and for most sophisticated design, we have clean burning, and through that we have Hoffman clean and Bolt clean. Okay, so these were the structures of the for the purpose of burning of clean. Okay, so that's it for the lecture. I hope this lecture was up to your expectation, and if that is the case, then make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification button for the regular update. Thank you.